Good morning, welcome everyone. So, see if you can start into a comfortable position. Maybe you want to stay seated or lay down for a moment, getting into child's pose, whatever you prefer. And then just start with connecting to yourself, to your body, to your breath. Just take some time to tune in onto your mat. Observe your body, all the inner sensations. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're noticing, everything is completely fine as it is. Don't change anything yet. Maybe you feel that you breathe slowly and deeply all the way to your belly. Maybe you still have your breath a little bit higher, a little bit faster. Really consciously relax your face and your shoulders. All your vertebrae are stacked on top of each other. Just making a nice long line, including your neck. When you're ready for it, you can start to deepen your in and exhalations. Just breathing in and out through your nose, filling up your lungs, letting the air spread out into your lower belly. When you exhale, you empty everything again. Maybe you can pick up a nice rhythm with your breath, making your in and exhalations the same length. You can always make a soft sound with your breath. Try to stay connected with these deep in and exhales during your whole practice. Now, when you are laying down or when you're in child's pose, slowly come up into a seated position. If you want to, you can cross your legs the other way around if you were seated already. And then from here, see if you can start with moving all the way from your hips, making some circles. You just work it up all the way to the center of your back, your upper back and your shoulders. Also use your neck, round and arch. Just find some space in between every vertebra into your shoulders and your hips. Just starting to open up. If you want to, you reverse the circle. Just notice what you're feeling. And then you come all the way back to the center. When you're back into the center, slowly bring your arms next to you. Maybe you lengthen them all the way to the floor. Soft shoulders. And then from here, extend your arms up into the sky. And gently bring them down in front of your heart. 2 more times. Really gather the air in between the palms of your hands. And bring it down through the center line. One more time. Deep inhale, rising up. And slowly lower down. And take an easy twist. Just place one hand on the opposite knee. Maybe you look over your other shoulder to the back. Keep your spine long, sitting bones down. From here you can go all the way to the other side. Slowly come back to the center, extending your arms up one more time. If you like to interlace your fingers, stretch yourself all the way out, maybe move a little bit from side to side. Stretch out your side body, your armpits. And gently start to bring your hands all the way down in front of you. When you're sitting onto a block or onto a cushion, remove it from under your sitting bones and walk your hands all the way forward. And from here you can lift your heart up for a moment, open your chest. And walk your hands a little bit further, bow all the way down. And you can take a moment here to see if you want to dedicate your practice to something or to someone. Set an intention. Start to lift your heart back up. Maybe you can roll all the way over your knees, coming onto hands and knees. When you're all the way onto your hands and knees, slowly start with your right foot next to your hip onto the floor. Make sure your hips stay on top of your left knee. And then from here, extend your left arm all the way up. Give yourself a nice stretch. Maybe you look all the way up in the direction of your left hand. Then you bring your left arm underneath your right, bring your shoulder, the side of your head onto the floor. Keep pushing your right foot down into the floor. And from here, if you like to, you bring your right hand onto your lower back, or you wrap it all the way around, catching your thigh. Spin that right shoulder up. Taking one more breath here. And then you bring your right hand back in front of your face. Slowly press yourself all the way back up. Hands under your shoulders. And then from here you can slide your right leg all the way to the left. Push your heel away, look over your left shoulder. Try to extend that leg out. Maybe you feel a stretch into the whole right side of your thigh, your hip, your side body. And gently bring your knee all the way back down. And then from here we go for the other side. Left foot comes down onto the floor. Make sure you don't bring your sitting bones too far to the back, your hands too close to your knee. Keep some space, the length of your torso. From here, bring your right arm up. Maybe you gaze all the way up to your right thumb. And then slowly bring your right arm underneath your left. Softly let your shoulder, your head melt down to the floor. When you want to, you bring your left arm up, bring your left hand onto your lower back, pull that left shoulder up. Or maybe you wrap your arm all the way around, catching your thigh. Make sure you keep breathing. Press that left foot down, right knee down. to the right side as far as you can. Keep your hips facing to the back. And push your left heel away. Maybe you look over your right shoulder. Then you come back to the center. Knee comes back down onto the floor. And then tuck your toes under your feet. Bring your sitting bones all the way to your heels. And then walk your hands a little bit forward onto your fingertips. See if you can really press your sitting bones onto your heels. Maybe your ribs come all the way over your thighs. Stretch out your arms. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. Bring your hands back onto the mat, slowly starting to lift up into your first downward facing dog. And keep your knees nice and bent, maybe your whole upper body folds over your thighs. And then start to walk your dog here. Just pressing one heel to the floor, then the other. Make sure you lengthen the back of your leg. But you also keep the length into your arms, your side body. When you're ready, you come to stillness in down dog. Make sure you spread your fingers as wide as possible. Shoulders away from your ears. Rotate your upper arms away from your ears. One more deep breath. And then in little steps you come all the way forward. Take your time. When you're all the way forward, maybe you want to grab your elbows. Maybe you bring your arms around your calves. Try to stay close to your thighs with your ribs. Soft neck. Maybe you start to press your sitting bones up a little bit higher. Make sure you don't feel it at the inside of your knees. You want to lengthen your hamstrings, finding the stretch into the center. And take one more breath. Gently starting to roll up. Vertebra by vertebra, you come up into a standing position. And from here you bring your big toes together if they're not together yet. Hands in front of your heart. Lengthen your spine. Your next inhalation, lengthen all the way up. And exhale, slowly fold forward. Soft knees. Half lift on your inhalation, flat spine. And exhale, step all the way back into high plank. From here you can shift your weight a little bit forward, use your fingers. Maybe you move your hips from side to side, swing your heels from left to right. Make sure you do not drop your head down. From here you come back to the center, bring your knees to the floor. And from here, see if you can keep your weight forward, keep your core strong, don't stick your sitting bones up too high, don't hang into your lower back. Keep a nice line, and from here, press down and pull yourself up. Slowly go down and back up. 3 more times, going down, press up. You can always lengthen your legs, slowly go down and press up. Last time. Down and press up. Then you come all the way down to the floor. Lift your heart up into an easy baby cobra. Just take your time. Shoulders down. Come back down. Tuck your toes under. Sitting bones to your heels. And rise back into down dog. A few breaths here. down your mind. One more in an exhalation. Look in between your hands, see if you can take one big step forward. Deep inhale, rise halfway up. And exhale, fold down. Deep inhale, rising, extending your arms up. And slowly bring your hands back in front of your heart center. Deep inhale, lengthen back up. And exhale, fold down. Half lift, move on your breath. And exhale, step your feet back. Slowly bringing your knees, chin and chest down. Coming into Cobra. Then come back to down dog. And you start to feel a little bit length into your arms, into your side body, into your legs. One more deep breath here. Look in between your hands, soften your knees, and step or hook your feet to the front of your mat. Half lift on your inhale, and exhale, bow all the way down. Rising back up. Bring your hands back in front of your heart center. Last time, deep inhale, rising. Exhale, lower. Half lift. And exhale, step your feet back. See if you can slowly come into low plank chaturanga. Don't go too deep. From there, roll over your toes, Cobra, maybe upward facing dog. And come back into down dog. And from here, rise up with your right leg. See if you can keep your hips parallel for now. Try to lift your navel in and up, lengthen all the way to the back. Keep your right knee pointed down. Deep inhalation here. On your exhalation, drag that right knee all the way to your nose, coiling in. Deep inhale, lift back up, extending all the way out. And slowly drag your knee back to your nose. Last time, lengthen up. And exhale, knee to your chest. With softness, step your foot all the way forward. And just go a little bit to the front and to the back. Try to extend through the front of that left hip, your left thigh. And slowly bring your left knee down. From here, rise up with your arms. Bring your weight all the way to your left knee. And slowly come forward. Release your hips. 2 more times, lifting up. And lower down. Last time, rising up. Slowly going forward. And then from here, lift your heart up. Extend through the sides. And bow all the way down. Deep inhale, lift back up. Pull your upper body away from that right leg. And slowly reach back. One more time, lengthening up. And bowing down. And bring your hands next to your right foot. Lift your heart up. You can bring your hands on your blocks if you like. Slowly push your hips to the back, especially that right hip. Slowly coming back forward, lift your heart up. And bending down. 2 more. Coming forward, heart up. And exhale, hips back. Lengthen the back of your thigh. Last time, lifting forward. And slowly bow over that right leg. And from here, you come back onto your right foot. Tuck your left toes under, extend your left leg out, and then turn both feet to the right side. Keep your left hand under your shoulder, bring your right arm up. Right foot roots down into the floor, And lift your hips up, arm over your head. Really push away from the floor and slowly lower down. 3 more times. Lift up and over, stretch out. And go back down. Lifting up. Lengthen the side. And back down. Last time. Lifting up and over. And melting down. Circle your hand down to the floor. Step your right foot next to your left. Turn your heels all the way to the other side. Bring your left arm up. If you like to, you step your left foot on top of your right. Hug your inner thighs together. See if you can balance. Looking up. One more deep breath here. And slowly bring your hand down. Softly go into chaturanga or knees, chin and chest down. Cobra or up dog. And rise back into your down dog. Moment here, finding back your breath. See if you can keep observing how your body changes all the time. Feeling your energy. When you're ready, you can bring your left leg up. Try not to open your hip. Really try to engage your inner thighs. Push through the ball of your left foot. Maybe you can find just a little bit more extension. And on your next exhalation, you bring your knee all the way to your nose, coiling in. And deep inhale, rise up. On your exhale, knee back to your nose, round your spine, your shoulders, and rise back up. And then you bring your knee to your chest and step all the way down. And then from here, start with moving a little bit forward and backwards. Keep your navel hugging in. Try not to let your belly pop out. And start to bring your right knee down. Arms come all the way up. And then shift your weight to the back. And all the way forward. To the back again. And just soften your hips forward and down. Last time, lifting up. And coming forward. And stay deep into your hips. Lift your navel in and up. Lift your heart. And reach all the way back. Rising back up. Open up the front. And slowly reaching back. Last time, lengthening and lifting. And exhale, reach back. And bring your hands down onto the floor next to your left foot, maybe onto your blocks. Deep inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, sitting bones back, bow down. Coming all the way forward, hips down, heart up. And exhale, sitting bones back. Try to pull your toes towards you. 2 more times. Hips down, heart up. Use your breath. And bow down. Last time. Slowly lift all the way up. And sink forward. Then you come back onto your left foot. Tuck your right toes under, extend your right leg out. And then turn your feet to the left side. Make sure you root that left foot into the floor. You can always walk it a little bit closer in front of your hip. And then from here, extend your arm over your head. Push your hips up. And let your hips melt down. Arm reaches to your right foot. Lift up and over. And melting down. 2 more. Push up. Press away from the earth. And slowly sink down. Last time. Lifting up and over. And gently go down. And then circle your hand down. Step your left foot back into high plank and then turn your heels to the left. Right arm rises up. And if you like to, step your right foot on top of your left. Try to keep your core strong Engage your inner thighs. One more deep breath. And then bring your right hand down. Slowly go through your own vinyasa from here. And when you're all the way back into downward dog, just take some time. Maybe you feel your body starting to get a little bit warmer. One more in and exhale here. Look in between your hands, soften your knees, and step or flow through the front of your mat. Half lift on your inhalation, and exhale, bow down. From here you bend your knees nice and deep. Maybe you tap the floor with your fingertips. Lift your heart up. Come into a nice deep Utkatasana. Lengthen your arms. You can always widen them a little bit. Keep your shoulders down. Navel a little bit inward so your tailbone can sink down. If you like to bring the palms of your hands together. Staying here for one more breath. On your next exhalation, slowly bow down over your thighs. Half lift on your inhalation. On your exhale, you step or you hop back. Slowly go to your own vinyasa, making your way back into downward dog. When you're back in down dog, bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up. Then open your right hip on top of your left. Try to drag that right heel to your left sitting bone. Keep your shoulders aligned. Navel keep slipping in. If you like to, you can even come onto your left fingertips. Try to keep pressing your right hand away from you. Open that right hip. One more in an exhalation here. And then lift your leg back up. Slowly bring your right knee to your right upper arm or shoulder. And lift back up. Right knee back to your right arm. Maybe you bend your elbows and press all the way back up. Last time, your own variation here. And lift back up. And then bring your right foot forward. Slowly turning your left heel down. Coming up into warrior two. Make sure you have a nice big step. Right knee on top of your right ankle. If you like to, you bring your left arm behind you, catching your right thigh. Then reach your right arm up and over. Make sure your left hip is not popping forward. Don't make it a back bend. Keep it a side stretch. Staying here for one more inhale. Slowly coming up, reaching your right arm forward. Elbow comes on top of your thigh or in front of your right foot. Spin that left shoulder open a little bit more. If you want to, you stay here. Or you release that left hand. Bring your right arm behind your back. You can interlace your fingers. You can catch your fingers. Or maybe you can grab your left wrist with your right hand. Try not to bow down. Keep pulling yourself away from that right thigh. Keep that right knee nice and bent. Push your left foot into the floor. In an exhale, and then slowly look down. Bring your left hand on your hip, right hand at the inside of your right foot, and then extend your right leg out. Maybe you need to come up a little bit higher with your upper body. Just make sure you pull your sitting bones to your left foot, and maybe you extend your left arm all the way up. Coming into triangle pose. Want to stretch it out a little bit deeper, lengthen your left arm all the way over your head. Make sure your upper body doesn't come forward. One more deep in an exhalation. And then you look down, bring your left hand onto your hip. Slowly come all the way up. Now turn your right toes to the long side of your mat. A little bit inwards towards each other. Keep pulling your inner thighs together. Soft knees, weight a little bit forward into your toes. And then you come halfway forward. Bring your hands flat onto the floor. And then just walk your hands back. Maybe you can walk your hands in between your feet or all the way through your legs. Try to keep your elbows in one line with your wrists. Fingertips facing towards you. If you like to, you can see if you can lift your legs up. Just coming into tripod headstand for a moment. Wherever you are, keep breathing. When you are into your headstand, see if you can slowly bring your legs all the way to the sides. Maybe you take a moment up there. And when you're ready, with control, try to bring them back down to the floor. And when you're all the way back down, take one more breath. And start to walk your hands back. From here, you bring your hands onto your hips. Slowly rising back up into a standing position. And then from here you can turn your toes, your hips to the front of your mat. Make sure your feet don't cross each other too much. Keep your hips squared and then bring your left arm up. Deep inhale, on your exhalation, start to bend all the way forward. Maybe halfway you take one more deep inhale to lengthen. And then place your left hand at the inside on top or at the outside of your right foot. Right hand onto your lower back. Turn your right shoulder on top of your left. Maybe you look up into the sky. If you like to, bring your right arm all the way up. Keep your hips squared. Keep your spine long. One more deep inhale. And then slowly bring your right hand all the way down. Gently step that left foot a little bit further to the back and bring your left knee down. And then from here, bring your weight to your left knee. Extend your right leg in front of you. Take a deep inhalation, lift your heart. And lower down. Two more, deep inhale, lift up. And bow forward. Last time, lift up. And sink down. And then you come back up. Come all the way onto your right foot. Walk it a little bit to the side so you have enough space for your upper body to melt down. If you like to, you stay here or you tuck your left toes under. Deep inhale, heart forward. And exhale, left ear to the floor. Deep inhale, lift up. And exhale, bow down. Two more, lifting up. And lower down. Last time, lift up. And slowly lower. And then come back onto your hands. Walk your right foot all the way to the left side. See if you can sink down. Maybe you can square your hips a little bit more. Feel that you keep engaging your thighs. If you like to, you walk your hands up a little bit. Maybe you can tuck your left toes under. Push your left knee off the floor, finding just a little bit more length. Then bring your foot back down. And see if you can walk your hands forward. And come onto your elbows. Maybe bring your hands like a little pillow underneath your forehead. Or you extend your arms all the way out. Make sure you don't feel a sharp pain into your right knee, then come out of your pose. Otherwise, breathe some space in the tight parts, maybe your glutes, your upper thigh, your hips. One more breath here. And then you walk your hands all the way back up. And see if you can bring your elbows down. Maybe you like to interlace your fingers. Tuck your left toes under. And then bring that right foot to the back, coming into a forearm plank. Make sure you don't lift your sitting bones up too high. Pull your navel in. Strong shoulders. Maybe press your elbows a little bit deeper into the floor. Shoulder blades away from each other. And then stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Last one. Then bring your hands back under your shoulders into high plank. And go through your vinyasa. Making your way back into down dog. And just take a few deep in and exhalations. Calm down your mind again. Take a moment to check how you're doing. And then bring your feet together. Big toes touch, lift your left leg up. And then open your left hip on top of your right. Try not to sink into that right shoulder. Maybe you come onto your right fingertips. Pull your left heel towards your right sitting bone. Keep pushing yourself to the back and up. One more in an exhalation. And then extend your leg back out. Bring your left knee to your left upper arm or shoulder. And lift back up. Left knee back to your left arm. Maybe you come into chaturanga. And rise all the way back up. Last time, your own variation here. And slowly rise. Then bring your left foot all the way forward. Right heel turns down. Come up into warrior 2. Take a moment to deepen your pose. Feel that stretch at your inner legs. Nice wide step. Maybe you bring your right arm behind your back, catching your left thigh. And reach forward, up and over. Don't let that right thigh pop to the front. Try to pull it back into your hip socket, dragging the thigh back. And slowly come back to the center. Left elbow comes onto your left knee, or your hand comes in front of your foot. And then turn that right shoulder open first. From here you can bring your right hand all the way to the back. Maybe you bring your left arm underneath your leg, catching your fingers or your wrist. Make sure that you're not starting to bow forward, sticking your sitting bones to the back. Keep everything stacked on top of each other. Push your right foot away. Just for one more in an exhalation. And then look down. Gently release your left hand down to the floor. Stretch that left leg out. If this is too much, if your whole upper body is coming forward, bring your hand a little bit higher in front of your shin or in front of your ankle. And then you can bring your right arm up, coming into triangle pose. Try to keep your tailbone dragging down. Keep your low back long. If you like to, you bring your arm all the way over your head. Keep spinning your heart up. Pushing your feet into the earth. Drag them a little bit towards each other. One more breath. And then you look down. Come all the way back up. Slowly turning your left toes back to the front of your mat. To the side of your mat. Bring your big toes a little bit inwards. And then see if you can come halfway forward again. Bring your hands under your shoulders. And then walk them all the way to your feet. Maybe you catch your ankles, your heels. If you like to, you can also catch your big toe. And then drag your elbows to the sides. Reach the crown of your head down. Try not to hang into the back of your legs. Try to soften your knees. Keep your weight a little bit forward into your toes. Just for one more in an exhalation. And you start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Lengthen your spine, hands onto your hips. And come all the way up with a long back. From here you turn your toes, your hips back to the front of your mat. Hips are squared, coming halfway forward. So you bring your right arm all the way to the front, extend it out. And then bring your right hand down wherever you can place it. From here you can bring your left hand onto your lower back, keep that where it is, and then you turn all the way with your left shoulder on top of your right. Try to keep engaging your thighs. Maybe you bring that left arm all the way up. Keep lengthening. Keep breathing. One more breath here. Then you bring your left hand all the way back down. Bring that right foot a little bit further to the back. And then let your right knee come down. Shift your weight onto your right knee. Extend your left leg forward. Deep inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, bow down. Deep inhale, lift back up. And exhale, wave forward. One more time, lift up. And bow down. And then from here you come back up. Come onto your left knee. Walk your left foot a little bit to the outside. So your left hand comes underneath your left shoulder. And then from here, if you want to, you tuck your right toes under, lengthen your right leg. Deep inhalation here. When you exhale, bring your right ear down to the floor. Deep inhale, lift back up. And exhale, slowly bow down. Two more, rise up. And slowly lower. Last time, lift up. And lower down. And then you come back. And gently start to walk your left foot to your right wrist. Softly letting your hips come down. Take your time. Try to see if you can lift your navel up. Try to extend your spine. Maybe you walk your hands back a little bit more. You can tuck that right toes under. Lift your knee off the floor for a moment. Stretch that leg out. Try to keep pulling your inner legs towards each other, staying into the center. When you're ready, you can bring your arms forward. Maybe you come onto your elbows. Just come back into the same variation as you did at the other side. Maybe it feels different. Stay aware of everything. And then take one more deep breath here. Starting to walk your hands back under your shoulders. And then bring your elbows down. Tuck your right toes under. And then swing that left leg all the way to the back. Stay into your forearm plank. Or bring your hands onto the floor. Walk your feet all the way to your elbows. Try to drag your ears in between your upper arms into a nice deep dolphin pose. Keep pressing away from the floor. Staying here for one more deep breath. And then walk your feet back into your forearm plank. Hold it here for one more moment. Then bring your hands back under your shoulders into a high plank and go through your vinyasa. When you're all the way back into your downward dog, take a few deep in and exhalations. And then you extend your right leg up. Gently bringing your right foot forward. Turn your left heel into the floor and come up into your first warrior. Align your hips. Extend your sides. Deep inhale, looking up. And exhale, open your chest. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your arms away from your upper body. Keep your shoulder blades pulling together. Slowly start to dive forward. Coming into humble warrior. If you want to, you can bow over your right leg. Or if you can, you open your right knee a little bit to the side, coming at the inside of your right thigh. Relax your neck. Keep pulling your hips to the back. Just for one more in an exhalation. And then slowly you come all the way back up. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Turn your left heel off the floor. Shift your weight forward. And start to come up into your third warrior. Try to keep your hips aligned. Maybe let that left hip melt down a little bit more. If you like to, you bring your arms to the front or to the sides or to the back. And then rise all the way up. Bring your left knee to your chest. Maybe you just hug it close for a moment. Then you can place your left foot at the inside of your right thigh, finding your tree pose. If you'd like to, you can also come into a half lotus. See if you can find your balance, lengthening your arms up. Try to keep pulling in, lifting your ribcage away from your hips. Staying wherever you are for one more breath. And really gently bring your left foot on top of your right knee. Activate that foot. Push your knee a little bit to the side. And then you can start to come forward as far as you can. Press your sitting bones to the back. Maybe your elbows come over your shin. Maybe you bring your hands all the way down and you bow forward. If you like to, you can also hook your toes around your upper arm. Press your knee into that other upper arm. And then shift your weight forward. Keep pulling your upper arms together. Maybe your right foot comes off the floor. And if you like to, you stretch that right leg all the way out. Really slowly making your way back. And then gently start to rise back up to where you came from. Knee to your chest. And then bring your foot all the way down. Hands in front of your heart. Deep inhale, rising up. And slowly bow forward. Half lift on your inhalation. And step or float back. Cobra or up dog. And back into downward facing dog. And then we go for the other side. Take a deep inhale, rise up with that right leg. Rise up with your left leg. And bring your left foot all the way forward. Right heel turns down, come up into first warrior. Try to square your hips. Take a moment to deepen. Extending your arms. One more in an exhalation. Bringing your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your arms away. And then start to bow all the way forward. See if you can calm down your breath, your mind again. Staying here for one more in an exhalation. And come all the way back up. Bring your right heel off the floor, hands in front of your heart, shift your weight forward, and find your balance into warrior three. Hips aligned, lift your heart a little, find the length. Maybe you add your arms the same way as you did at the other side. And from there, start to rise all the way up, bringing your right knee towards you. Maybe you hug your knee close. And when you're ready, you bring your right foot at the inside of your thigh, or you come into half lotus. Bring your hands back in front of your heart center. Find your balance here. Make sure that you keep pushing the four corners of your left foot into the floor. Maybe your arms rise all the way up. Staying for one more breath. And then bring your hands back down to the center line. Let your right foot come on top of your left knee. Activate that leg, knee to the side. Then push your sitting bones all the way to the back. Maybe you can bring your elbows onto your right shin. It's fine if you stay there. Maybe you bring your hands down. You can bow all the way forward. Or you hook your toes around your left upper arm. Push your right knee into your right arm. Keep dragging your elbows together. Maybe you can start to find your balance here. If you like to, you can see if you can even stretch that left leg out to the back. Flying nice and high. And then come back with control. Slowly coming back up into a standing position. Knee to your chest. Bring your foot all the way down. Take it easy, vinyasa, rising up. And bow forward. Half lift on your inhale. And step or float back. Cobra or up dog. Back in down dog. And from here you look in between your hands. Soften your knees. And step or hop into a seated position. And then from here you can bring your left leg in, right leg towards you. See if you can interlace your fingers underneath your right foot. Otherwise catch your ankle or your calf. And then bring your foot forward the middle or extend your leg all the way out. Lift your heart up. Find a nice stretch into your hamstring. Keep pushing your sitting bones down. One more deep in an exhalation here. And then slowly bring your right foot over your left knee. Maybe your left knee a little bit to the side. Wrap your left arm around your right leg. Pull it close. Extend your spine. Maybe you bring your right hand all the way behind your sitting bone. If you want to, you can bring your left arm over that right leg. Maybe press the palms of your hands together. If you like to, you can even come into a bind. Make sure you give yourself a nice twist here. One more breath. And then you come all the way with your upper body. Turn to the other side. Bow down for a moment. Soften everything. And then if you like to, you can tuck your left toes under. Lift yourself up. Coming onto your feet. Maybe you find your balance here. If that is enough, just stay where you are. Otherwise, you can see if you can bring your hands all the way at the right side. Try to really fold yourself over your thighs. Make yourself nice and small. And then you shift your weight to that right side a little bit more. See if you can slowly spin your knees to the sides. Maybe you come onto your hands. If you like to, you can stretch your legs out here as well. And gently make your way back down to the floor. Both legs come forward, shake them out. And then we go for the other side. Bring your left leg towards you. Get your calf, your ankle, your foot. And slowly start to push your foot to the front and up into the sky. Maybe you hang a little bit to the back. Let all your weight hang into your foot. Keep your neck long, spine long. Just give yourself a nice stretch. One more in an exhalation here. And then gently bring your left foot over your right leg. Sorry, if you want to, you bend your right leg. Maybe you had bent it already. And then pull your left knee close. Bring your right arm around your thigh. Try to keep everything close together. And then you can bring your left arm all the way behind you. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you bring your right arm back over your left leg. And you push the palms of your hands into each other. Try to keep the length into your spine. Try not to start hanging into your back. And maybe just back off a little bit. Don't make it too hard on yourself. Staying where you are for one more in an exhalation. And gently turn all the way to the other side. Just bow down for a moment, soften. And come back up. Now you can tuck your right toes under, lift yourself up. If this is enough, you just bring your hands in front of your heart and balance here. Otherwise, bring your hands all the way to the left side. Fold your upper body over that left thigh. Hands shoulder width apart next to you onto the floor. And then you shift your weight to that left side onto your right arm actually. Maybe both feet come off the floor. If you like to, you extend your legs all the way out. With control, you come back down when you're ready. Don't rush. And bring your legs to the front. Shake them out. And then we're starting to make it our way to the end of the practice. So slowly come onto your back. Make sure your back is down onto the floor. Bring your knees to your chest for a moment. Just make a few circles. And then bring your knees to the outside of your ribs. Coming into happy baby pose. Catch the outside of your feet. Arms are at the inside. And just let all the weight hang into the soles of your feet. Tailbone down. Maybe you pull your knees a little bit closer to the floor. You can always wiggle a little bit from left to right. Just make sure you're not going to round your spine too much. If you'd like to, you come into a variation. Bring one foot towards your hip. Stretch the other leg out. And then you change sides. Maybe you like to lengthen both legs to the side. Just a nice stretch of your inner legs. And then gently bring your knees all the way towards you. Hug your arms around your knees, bring your forehead towards your knees. Make yourself really small and round. And then you come all the way down into Shavasana. Maybe you shake your feet out, your arms out. Make sure that everything is completely relaxed. And then just take a couple of minutes doing nothing. Letting your practice slowly integrate into your body. It's nice if you come back to natural breathing. Don't force anything. like to, you can stay here a little bit longer. Give yourself all the time you need. And in your own time, you start to move with your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. And just let the movement slowly come back into your body. If you want to, you stretch yourself all the way out, arms over your head, legs together. And then you bring your knees towards you. Maybe you make some circles. And finally, roll all the way over to one side. Don't rush. Maybe you take a few breaths up there. Start to make your way up into a comfortable seated position. Taking this last moment of your practice to feel how you're doing. Maybe you'd like to come back to the intention you set at the beginning of your practice. Bring your hands in front of your heart center. Take a deep inhale here. And your exhale, bow your head to your heart. Thank yourself for your practice. And then come all the way back up, opening up your eyes. Namaste. And bow down to the earth. And come all the way back up. Thank you all very much for joining. Sorry we lost connection for a moment. Hope you didn't miss too much. And hope to see you back soon again. Any questions, please send me a message.